All right, so I'm gonna see about setting this up in a GitHub repository. So I've already saved it. Let's just go hit save all again, just in case. Save all, good. I'm gonna close this down. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and look for that project. And this is how I do a lot of my Unreal Engine projects. I'm going to go to where it lives, and that's under D drive for Hagney. Yours is probably in your C drive documents. It's definitely, I think it's in my Unreal projects, and I made one called, uh-oh, is it not here? What did I call it? No, I called it the name. Oh, shoot. I don't remember the name of it, so I'm going to do date modified. Powie McCutesie, that's what it is. So there's Powie McCutesie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this up as a GitHub repository. And I'm going to use GitHub Desktop to do it. Well, one of the things that I want to do is double-click this, and I want to get rid of the saved folder. So I'm just deleting it. I'm getting rid of the derived data cache. And I'm getting rid of the intermediate because we don't ever need to save those. The next thing I'm going to do, no, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And now I'm going to open up my GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop. Now, I don't have a repository on GitHub for Powie McCutesie. So what I'm going to do then is go to File, Add Local Repository. Now, this is going to be the wrong way to do it, but I assure you, having done this many times with students, half of the students end up doing it wrong if we do it the right way. And so by doing it this way, we're just going to ensure that we do it, we don't miss anything. Okay. So, File, Add Local Repository. For the repository path, we're going to find Powie McCutesie, or whichever one you're using. So D drive, Unreal Projects, scroll down to Powie McCutesie. Now, Powie McCutesie is not a GitHub repository. So you might wonder, like, why are we selecting this? Well, you'll see why. Select folder. They're like, oh my gosh, the directory does not appear to be a Git repository. Would you like to create a repository instead? Now you'll notice we could have done this from the beginning, but the reason why I do it this way is because when we click that, it automatically fills in the name. Now what happens most of the time is students will change this name and it will end up being not good. Okay. Now, there's a lot I like about this next step and a lot I don't like. Or maybe a couple things I don't like. So I'm going to do it. For the Git Ignore, we are going to choose the little drop down and go all the way to Unreal Engine. There we go. This is going to ignore a lot of the dumb things that often cause problems. So we are going to go ahead and create that repository. There it goes. So what that's going to do is that's going to, GitHub Desktop is going to generate just some files that is going to help us deal with these issues. And I guess I'll pause it because sometimes it takes a long time. All right, so I just created the repository. And so what that did was, let's go look in here. I now have a Git Ignore document. Let's scoot this over here. Can you see this? There's a Git Ignore document, and if I actually open it with my thing here, it says, okay, it's going to ignore a lot of things, and it won't actually push those up to the whatever. Like for instance, it's not going to push our data or lighting builds, which I actually don't like that, so I might get rid of that. What are some other things? I really want to stop it from configuration, saved, intermediate. Yeah, it's also going to not push our saved folders, intermediate, and derived data cache. So those are other things, and those are things I would have done myself anyway. So there's also attributes, and then this folder actually is hidden. If you don't have it set to show your hidden items, you wouldn't actually see that Git folder. But I think seeing hidden items is really helpful oftentimes. So that's what it actually did just now. It created a whole bunch of stuff. What I want to do is actually amend the repository settings, the ignored files, because I want to add a couple things. I also don't want it. You can also just type in the name of the folder you want it to ignore. So here's Windows, no editor. I don't want it. I want it to ignore that folder. That is where it will build an executable for Windows. And the other thing that I like to do is create a folder called executables of old ones. So that's where I'm going to put executables. And I think that's probably good. Oh, the other thing, I'm going to come down here and I'm actually going to, yeah, the build data from maps, I'm actually going to just tap a little pound sign there so that it actually ignores that for the moment. Okay, there we go. I'm going to save that. Now when I save that, notice it has a whole bunch of stuff here, right? Come on. Oh no, not anymore. Okay, that's fine. So now we need to publish it. Now if you're not, oh yeah, there it is. I thought it'd be there. So it changed the git ignore. It added a couple other build data stuff because it was ignoring that beforehand. Okay. And if you're not logged into, no, I am. So I'm going to publish this repository. There. I'm going to keep everything the same, github.com. I am not going to keep it private, and I'm not with an organization. So Powie McCutesie, publish repository. And I'm going to pause this while it publishes. Wow, that took a long time. So now that I published that, that lives. If I look up branch, nope. If I look up repository, view on GitHub, you will see that it lives here in my GitHub repositories, Powie McCutesie. There we go. Now because I made some changes to the something, I forgot what, ignore settings, I need to just accept these now. So I don't know, changed ignore stuff. And you're supposed to write a description here, but I won't because I have to pick up my kid very soon and I want to just finish a couple things. So we are committing to main and we are going to push origin. And what that's going to do is now that's made a second version of my project. And we will go check that out soon. Essentially what it's doing is this is, pushing all those changes up into the repository on GitHub. And if I, again, click in View on GitHub, we will come here. I'm going to click my name because I want to see the different versions. And so I can see I have two different commits, right? The initial commit and then the one where I changed the stuff on the ignore list. Yay. Okay. And so that's it. If I want to open up my project in Unreal Engine, I will just click on the Show and Explorer button and double click my Unreal project, my U project, and it should open this up in Unreal Engine 5. We'll see that happen. Okay, and here it is. Let me just play this because I'm about to go. This is not very pretty. I'm probably going to go ahead and build this in Blender as my next step. Just the overall room layout, maybe the house layout, maybe find a house that I want to model and kind of start this off. And maybe build them in little sections, so maybe design which models I want. But for now, I kind of want to build the gameplay to kind of figure out what's changed in Unreal Engine 5 and what can I do differently, or what needs to be different. Okay, thanks for watching if you did, and I will see you later. Bye.